Welcome to the garden shop. In this video I just want to show you how to grow one of our herbs, which is the peppermint seed herb. So we'll just show you the packaging here. If you look closely at it there, obviously it has the name, the contents, our logo, and also at the bottom you will see the web link for the sowing instructions. And the sowing instructions, as I say, is details on how to sow the seed, transplant, and all aftercare regarding the seed itself. And on the top corner here there's also a very useful image, and basically you just take a scan of this with your smartphone and that will bring you straight to the sowing instructions on the garden shop website. So that's the packaging. It's this greaseproof paper, and then within that is a Ziploc plastic bag which is waterproof and contains all your seeds inside there. Okay, so we have here, as I said, is the peppermint, and I suppose the one difference with this and most of our other seeds is that peppermint is in fact not only found in the Mediterranean, but it's also native to Northern Europe as well. So it doesn't necessarily require the same heat and dry soil conditions that all more common herbs such as rosemary and lavender would require. So that's the introduction. What else to say about it is, again, the uses for peppermint is that it can also be used in making teas, in cocktail drinks, and also as for mint sauces and with lamb and the likes. So I'm going to now just show you the first stage really in the preparation of the sowing of the peppermint, and that's just getting your compost right. And in this case we just have a general multi-purpose compost. There's nothing added, there's no perlite or sand added. We just want a fairly damp, good water soaking compost, which is what we have here. So I'm just going to fill, in this case, a 9 centimeter pot. I'm going to overfill it, and if I just do see the clumps like that, just take them out again. So you can overfill it, and then just tap it down a few times, and it should just level off. Taking this guy out. It's a bit low, so I'm just going to top it up again. Okay, that's it there. So just level that off. And then taking the seeds out of the packet. They're very small, but really we're only looking to put like 3 seeds into this. Peppermint, as you might know, it's quite an invasive plant. So if you are sowing it, you'll find that it can quite quickly spread out over an area. So in this case, we don't really need a whole lot of seedlings. That might just make it that little bit more vigorous. So they're very tiny. You can see them all in my hand there now. There could be 10 or so in my hand. Okay, so I'm just going to take half of them and then just sprinkle them into the compost there, and then we'll just put the rest back. Okay. Now that's the seeds sown. I'm just going to cover them lightly with compost, like this. So again, the best compost is the finer compost, and if you can just be able to sprinkle it really over the surface, give it a little press in. Okay, and then a good soaking. So a pressure sprayer is ideal for watering your seed pots or seed trays really. That's a good propagation tool to have. So the key then to growing peppermint is to keep it moist but not overwater it, and then when you're transplanting it outdoors, it can do with a little bit of light shade. Okay, so it doesn't need direct sun. It likes a fairly moist soil, and as I said, it likes light shade. But if you are going to put it in your garden, be warned that it can be quite invasive and quite vigorous growing. So it's likely that if you put it in the corner of your vegetable garden or your raised bed, that it can spread and cover the entire area. So with that in mind, it's recommended that you grow your peppermint in a container like a flower pot or a hanging basket. And the alternative would be just to section off a section of your garden with timber sections going down underneath the soil level to contain the plants into an area, and that way it's not going to spread and take over all of your vegetable garden. So that's the seed sown now. Germination, you're talking 2 weeks time, and then transplanting out after the frost in spring. Okay, so what we're going to do next is just label the thing up, which we have here, a handy idea. If you're doing any propagation, always just recommend to put down the plant's actual name, peppermint, and the date you sowed it, and then place that inside into your plant pot, just on the edge there, out of the way of the seeds. So that's it, sown. Again, we're just going to wait now until after the frost, really in the end of middle of March or beginning of April, to be safe. Again, there's no hurry to move your plants outdoors, and there's no hurry to sow your seeds. Anything that you leave a little bit later will generally catch up by the middle of summer. In terms of harvesting then, well, you just want to, really you're going to cut this back hard every year anyway to stop it from getting too overgrown, because it is a vigorous, fast growing plant. So if you are going to harvest it, maybe harvest half the plant at a time and then come back again later and harvest the other half of it. That way you'll have a continuous supply of your mint leaves. So that's it, that's the peppermints. Again, it's one of a range of seeds we have available on thegardenshop.ie.